Danvers, you're celebrating, is it 25 years of the Gibberd Garden Trust?
That's it, yes. It was a very difficult time because when Sir Frederick Gibberd died in the early 80s, he had hoped to leave the whole estate to Harlow Council, and his widow, Pat Gibberd, survived him, and she lived here for another 20 years. But things became very complex with the will, and it was contested by Sir Frederick Gibberd's relatives, and it went on for about 10 years, and Harlow Council could no longer maintain the court costs, and there was a fire sale, and a lot of the artwork in the house was sold, and the relatives were paid off. And then benefactors came forward who remain anonymous to this day, and put up about £250,000 to purchase the estate. And the lottery also came in handy as well. And a trust was set up to administer the gardens. And we've, from hand to mouth, for the last 25 years, large numbers of volunteers have actually kept the place going.
And we were down here a few years ago,
Yes.
and on a sunny day, and we're back here again. So 25 years must feel like a real achievement.
Oh yes, our chair, Stan Ewins, who's seen the whole thing through, the whole project through, he was really instrumental in getting the money as well. Describes it as one continual struggle, because there have been years when they've been thinking, shall we be able to actually carry on for another year? We're in a slightly better position at the moment, but we're still very, very appreciative of as many visitors as we can, because we've only just reopened. We open on Wednesdays and Sundays at the moment from 2 to 5, and we're hoping that to actually recoup, because we've only just been able to reopen as from last week, and clearly our financial position is becoming a little bit unsteady again.
So when do you hope, even though this is looking back
Yes.
on the 25 years, when would you hope to reopen fully?
Well, like everybody else, we're doing it one step at a time, because we've got to be as safe as possible. We've got all the social distancing going on. We're counting everybody in, obviously, and at the moment it's a steady flow of people, but everybody's so respectful and so on. I think everybody's learned the new ways of enjoying themselves, so at the end of the day everybody's very respectful of everybody else.
This may seem like a stupid
Yes.
question, but why do people come here?
Well, I think it's just the tranquility of the place, it's just beautiful. It's a unique experience because it's a garden that's actually nationally known as being unique, because Sir Frederick and Pat Gibberd should be acknowledged as well. Fred for the gardens and Pat for the artwork. There's 100 pieces, nearly 100 pieces of artwork of various qualities in the garden, and we were actually on the national map in terms of how well the gardens are actually appreciated. People come from far and wide. It's on their tick list of national gardens to see. We have people from literally all over the country, and more than that, in fact, people going, although at the moment this is going to be rather difficult, even people who are going back on their flights to Europe, because they've got some time to kill and know about the gardens, before they go to Stansted Airport, they deliberately make time to come here. German visitors, Swiss, Dutch, French, we've had them all, and that was just last year when I was here helping out. So we really are on the map.
You have a raft of volunteers. Do they all
Yes.
come with a particular skill set?
Well, on Tuesday is Gardeners' Day, so we actually have 2 professional gardeners, and we have about 12 volunteers who actually come on Tuesdays, and we're always looking for new volunteers as well, so get the plug in. And then on Wednesdays at the moment and Sundays, at the moment we're more restricted because obviously quite a few of our volunteers are not so confident of coming forward. So, but we have about 15 to 20 people willing to actually open the gardens on a limited basis. But normally we actually have about 60 or 70 volunteers who can open the gardens on a rota. they're normally only called upon about once a month, so it's not a, but it's just a nice thing to do.
And the events that you hold over the year, obviously the
Yes.
things that have been cancelled, like the beer festival,
Oh yes,
and
yes,
many events.
yes.
Will they have to wait until next year, or will you just
Yes.
try and fit them in at some stage?
At the moment we've had to cancel all of our events because, as you say, we would have had the 13th beer festival, which also coincides with Father's Day. So when fathers want to be dragged somewhere, I think they're always they're always dragged here to celebrate, because we also make it very much a family day. There are open air plays here. There's art classes and so on. So there's a very varied activity. But at the moment, it's very difficult to say. As I say, we're taking it one step at a time, because it's obviously best to be safe at the moment.
But it's important to preserve. I mean, we sit here and we
Yes.
can hear the beeping of lorries building new houses
Yes.
throughout this area of Gilden Way,
Yes.
Newhall, etc. Things
Yes.
change, whether you agree or
Sure.
not. So it's important, though, does that almost concentrate the mind on how important places like this are?
Oh, absolutely. But we're lucky with the new residents. Quite a lot of the new residents have actually become members, and the beeping noises are going to go away in about 2 years' time, because the way they've got on with that. There'll be a cordon sanitaire between the gardens and the housing estate anyway, of playing fields, a new school and allotments and so on. So hopefully we'll maintain the tranquility, but and also on Sundays they're not working, so it's as peaceful as ever.
But finally, you're positive about the future of the,
Oh, yeah.
will we hopefully be here in 10, 20 years' time?
We've got lots of plans, because we're hoping to actually get a little plaza area, which you saw. We've got, because we've got to actually have more seating outdoors, and people actually like that anyway. We're changing the configuration. We're in the process of changing the configuration of how people can actually get into the gardens, and we're closing the main entrance permanently, and having the side entrance as our main entrance, so people can actually sit out more and actually enjoy the ambience of the gardens after they've. It takes about an hour to go round the gardens, and then we've got limited refreshments at the moment, and we're really asking people to take their stuff home with them. But once we've opened the cafe, at the back of the cafe there'll be a sitting out area. If people could just be respectful and clean up after they've gone and so on, that's all we really ask.